When I gave an introduction about you, I talked about the many things you're involved with. You're activist, philanthropist, founder of new companies, and you also find time to sit on dozens of nonprofit boards, including Women Moving Millions and the Women's Media Center. What effect do you think the Trump administration is going to have on female-centered organizations?
A whole lot of us have been in mourning since it was announced he won. And this is not overly dramatic. Many, many women have been moved to tears. Many men have joined us in our mourning. And picking ourselves up and doing that which is proactive is no small challenge. I mean, the world is now divided into pro-Trump and anti-Trump. There's nothing else. That's what defines and how people define themselves. It's shocking. When we find out that someone voted for Trump, that person immediately becomes the enemy or not, the ally.
Yes, we're divisive like the government is now.
Absolutely. And the word chaos has been used over and over. This is a really chaotic and dangerous time that we're in. You'll get a kick out of this. I got an invitation yesterday from Melania Trump for lunch at the White House next week.
I hope you're going.
No, I'm not going on principle. I can't be someone who's a hypocrite, and I'm just not. And if I was there, it would implicate me in the thinking that this administration has perpetuated, initiated in most cases, and perpetuated. And it's not what I stand for. And my not going is not meant to be a rejection of her. And I got a great kick, as I already said, of getting the invitation. But if my name was listed with a lot of others who attend this luncheon, I would feel like a traitor. I mean, he does not stand for being kind to a person with disability and being sensitive to who they are.
But you don't think you could open up a dialogue and set the tone for a different type of agenda? What an opportunity.
That's a great question. But I would think she would feel under attack, and I would feel that the forum is not necessarily appropriate to bring it up to her. Not necessarily. If someone were to meet me and say, oh, you were at the White House at that luncheon, I would immediately no longer represent the person I am. As you yourself said, this has been the most divisive administration and experience ever, and the violence that's erupted. For me, one of the great, great experiences in the last couple of months since he was elected was watching the Muslim whose mosques, their places of worship, many of them have been destroyed, desecrated. Jewish community reaching out to the Muslim, and vice versa, with so many cemeteries, Jewish cemeteries, desecrated, and temples and places of worship bombed and threatened, and so many lives threatened. The Jews have been welcomed by the Muslims. This is wonderful. This is what we should be about. This is actually what, going way back in time, it was all about between African Americans, so marginalized, and Jews, so marginalized, who came together in Selma and throughout parts of our history. That's what I love, is when people speak to the hearts of each other. And I think you're absolutely right. I need to take a stand. I do, and I'm planning to do more, and more in that regard, but in other ways, not necessarily in a confrontational way, by supporting through my own philanthropy and other means that which I want to stand for.